If you're a builder, marketer, or entrepreneur that's trying to grow something, here's how I'm using AI, founder story ads, and top of funnel content to finally break through. Finally realized that a lot of the messaging that I was trying to do was about me focused, and if I could embed that in a bigger picture narrative, almost like a Trojan horse, if I could sneak my message in with like more newsworthy or trending topics, that's probably gonna give me a chance to be able to reach more people. My name's Cody, I'm building Allegiate. We have 3 gyms in Los Angeles. We're opening our 4th location, but these vlogs aren't just about fitness. This is about all the behind the scenes stuff of building out the business, the marketing, the dealing with the stress levels of it, the trying to figure out the things to do. And so I can kind of catalog this and look back and see what the journey was like. All right, let's get it. Dope idea here. Use ChatGPT to help come up with top of funnel themes and ideas based on your main content buckets. Finds the headlines. You can do some research to make sure it's legit, and then you can make content based off of that. Because top of funnel stuff where you can embed your message. I'm not a person that's like on all the blogs. I don't read the news. I don't watch the news. I'm out of touch with those kind of things, but I can speak to it, right? This is a perfect way that I can use AI to be able to help surface those ideas. You can make like a separate chat bot where you basically build this bot and then every day you can just go to that bot and say, hey, let's do the prompts for today. Train it as like an employee, and then now it knows what you're looking for and like what to do. I'm coming off maybe like 8 months of consistently creating content, but not really seeing the growth. But to focus more on that top of funnel content is really going to help me increase my messaging and grow the page. I want to have something to be able to show for it instead of just the process all the time. The other thing that I'm thinking about now is what I've been kind of struggling with on content is there's like Cody Romness, there's Allegiate, there's me, the builder, and the behind the scenes stuff of building the business. Plus I'm doing marketing and advertising related stuff on my page. It's just like all over the place. And that, from my research, is confusing the algorithm. If you're like kind of diluted all over the place, or you're just a little here, a little here, a little here, it's not as conducive to building out a page. If I could take my business, marketing, advertising content, and I could streamline it into a separate page that I grow, that I can now start to build reoccurring segments that isn't necessarily Allegiate related or Cody Romness related, but it's all related to business. And I grabbed this handle this morning, and I'm surprised that it was open, but it's going to be Biz Is Dope. So Biz Is Dope. And I can now make different content pillars, different segments, entrepreneurship, on risk taking, on marketing, on advertising, on operations, behind the scenes stuff of like different angles, creative angles, and creator-led sort of like business page that if I can be consistent and having a volume behind it, like I should be able to generate awareness and tell stories in that context and push back to some sort of consulting page or something like that. Because if I build a Allegiance page, obviously I want to do that, but it's like I can't capitalize on that because you're geo-locked to where the gym is. If I build Cody Romness page, it's kind of like I never really had something that I could capitalize on that. So like this new idea is freeing in a way where it's almost like my name is the parent company, Allegiate is one of like the subsidiaries, and then this other page is like the promotion vehicle for the consulting firm. I'm working on a new location advertising campaign. After we sign the lease, we hit the ground running and we start doing pre-sale memberships. Now, what I try to do here is I make this as valuable as freaking possible so that you can open a location ideally with a fully stocked gym. And so to do that, you've got to have a very compelling, attractive offer, things that the prospect are going to want related to your core product, but then also what are some add-ons that you could use to, one, continue to enhance the value, but also potentially add to that ticket price. So instead of just securing a membership, you can now layer on top of that. Some people, you want to give them an ascension option to be able to do a silver, and then the other people, you're going to have an ascension option to do the gold. You can just continue to layer on value and increase that ticket price. So what we do is we do founding memberships. There's 100 founding memberships, and we sell them in tiers of 25. So there's 4 tiers of 25, and once the first 25 sell out, then you raise the rate to the next. So that gives people incentive to actually act. I want to secure that payment so I know people are committed. So you pay for it on the phone, you purchase it, and you've prepaid for your first month. So when we open, you don't have to pay any more from that. We're going to do a founding member class jacket. So like 001 founding member class of Allegiate Guilford. You're going to get 2 free passes that you can give to anybody else. You can bring your friends in, but then also we can inherently use that to generate more memberships. We're going to do an attendance challenge where if you log 12 sessions in your first 4 weeks, you can get 50% off your second month. So that incentivizes people to actually show up. And now we're starting to ingrain them in the habit that we actually want them to do, because I know on our end, if we get people to show up to the thing, they're more likely to be diehard members and convert to refer more people. Then what you're also trying to do is you're just trying to add as much value to that ticket price, and giving free additional bonuses is a great way to do that. If I sell somebody month 1 and we're not going to open for 3 or 4 months, they're going to say, okay, what do I do now? So you can give them like a pre-opening digital program. And I'll probably rebrand that something like preseason or something like that, where they can start getting ready for opening day. Whatever gym that they're currently at, they'll be able to start getting involved in the Allegiate program. 6 months of a free nutrition AI tracking app that we've been using so far. And then the Allegiate Combine, usually $99, a baseline performance assessment of all your key metrics, like your body weight bench, your body weight pull-up, what's your Nord board, what's your force deck, and your grip strength. And we can capture all that data in the beginning. So now we know if people are going to train with us in the future, they can look back to see what those metrics actually are. So we can just easily give that. What we're also going to do is every founder that joins, if you refer someone, if they purchase a founding membership, you get a free month. And there's going to be no cap on that. So I know from running ad campaigns, like customer acquisition cost is anywhere from on the low end $200, on the high end like $450. So if a membership, let's just for easy math, is $200, would I give somebody a free month, $200, in exchange for getting a member? Well, I know my customer acquisition cost on the low end is $200. So absolutely. And if someone refers 12 people and they get a free year, like that's going to pay for itself, right? And this is just an easy way to build in a virality effect. And oftentimes your founding members are the people that are going to pull people in anyways. So you basically give them 100% commission. Next thing is the guarantee. So this is where you can fight friction at the beginning of the sales process, because in the beginning you're going to be some internet guy trying to take their money or whatever. You can get around that by having a really good guarantee. So in the past, we've done 100% money back guarantee, where if you don't like it after your first month, you can get your money back. Now there's 25% of the people probably take you up on that refund. How can you increase that ticket price, right? Well, I know people really care about nutrition, and I want to have them something that they can implement immediately. So we've got the Allegiate Nutrition Blueprint, which is a 13-module nutrition course. And we could sell them that. Plus I can take that and I can pop into ChatGPT, help me build out a meal plan, because that's going to be more actionable for folks. And the other thing from an upsell opportunity that's also has a built-in virality effect here is semi-private training. So we've got five racks at this new location. In a packed semi-private class, you could have 5 clients training simultaneously. Let's just say you charge $80 a session. So our usual solo one-on-one personal training sessions anywhere from $100 to $120 a session. So these semi-privates are going to be $80 a session. Well, if we just cut that in half and we just say, hey, we're going to do a 50% off 3-packs, you can use it for yourself or you can gift it to somebody else. And so boom, you've got that virality effect, your limited amount of packs here. So I say like, okay, hey, I've got 10 of these packs, and once they're sold, they're gone. So stepping back, you pack all this stuff together, you get your offer down, and then once you've got your offer down, then it's about using the top of funnel advertising to create different angles and test that media and test those messages, but it all comes back down to the offer. It's going to be the thing that allows you to actually build and generate your business, get people excited, and then you just change the wrapping paper to see like, okay, this market's responding to this, or this market's responding to this. And once you find one of those things, then you say, like, what are some other different either angles or mediums or formats that I could test differently that's still around this core offer? Because you can't go, when you go to change your offer, like it's too much friction, like to redesign an offer, but changing the wrapping paper, the candy bar stays the same, is a lot easier to do. We rebuilt our intro offer experience, and conversions are 60 to 70%, which is up from 20%. So we've had a massive uptick, and we fixed the leaky holes in the bucket. It took about 6 to 8 weeks to do, but now that we have the holes in the buckets patched up, it's all about how do we get more water into the bucket, aka more volume, aka paid customer acquisition with meta ads. On the way up to the Santa Monica office this morning, I got a YouTube video from Dara, her YouTube channel, where she's a media buyer teaching you all the strategies that she uses to scale brands. And she was talking about the one format that she would use no matter if it were social, if it were TV, it would always be the founder story. And I thought to myself, like, damn, I could talk the founder story all the time, but I'm embarrassed to admit this, I haven't run any founder story ads ever. Like, I've created our founder story, but I've never really tested it from a paid acquisition standpoint. So over the last couple hours, I wrote 8 different founder ads, and I'm going to talk about the approach and how to do this, because 8 sounds like a lot, but all you're really doing is this 11x1 format where you can write 11 different headlines, but the body copy always stays the same. So let's dive into the ads and I'll show you how I use that format. Allegiant was born out of frustration. I missed real training like I had as a USC football player. Next one, I built Allegiant because I was done guessing in the gym and I didn't want to have to write my own workouts or think about what to do. I missed what I had as a USC football player. Next one, the training I got at USC changed my life. After I graduated, I realized, why doesn't something like this exist for everyone? So I started Allegiant because I knew how good collegiate strength and conditioning was. I'm definitely leaning in on the USC football authority thing because I think that's going to catch people's attention and be a cred builder. So each of these headlines is true to the founding story, but after taking, thousands of sales calls over 9 years, I know that these are key customer pain points as well. So I'm taking not just my story, which is true, but it's also tied into issues that I know my prospects are having and that they're looking to solve. The person that's watching the video is never going to know that there's a bunch of different ads out there. So I can record that body one time. I can rip through a bunch of these headlines till I got enough of a good enough performance. And then when I stitch these together, I'll have 8 ads, but it won't take as long as filming all these other things. And then you can get it out and you can start shipping this as fast as possible. In marketing, your pace of execution is the thing that you can optimize for. Ship it faster, get it out into the market, because the thing that you have in your head might not be the thing that actually hits. And if you have enough of good ideas and you can test it faster, you're going to get the end results that you want faster, and you're going to learn how to iterate or where you should course correct. Because I might find 1 or 2 of these things pop and then okay, what are 3 different variations I could do of that same angle? Or what different formats? We can change the wrapping paper at the top but not have to change the core offer, and we can test to see what message the market's resonating with. Hope that helps. Go make some money.